We'll call that about $12,600. Apparently it's a lot of McDonald's and Jimmy John's, mostly McDonald's. Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Zach and today we're back. I'm sure you guys saw the title and thumbnail of this video. You're probably thinking there's no way this can be real. Well, for the most part it is, but more on that later. Lately I've been seeing a lot of similarly titled videos like What I Spend in a Week, where people basically go through their bank statements and kind of disclose their spending habits for people on the internet to critique. There's a bunch of finance YouTubers who will react to these videos and they offer their criticism from a more established perspective. Now there's one person in particular who I really hope sees this. Graham Stephan, if you're watching this, I really hope you are disgusted by how much I spent on something like McDonald's, and I hope you rip me to internet shreds. Also, in true Graham Stephan fashion, I have 0-cent iced water. It costs 0 cents because it was free, and I don't pay the water bill. So with that, let's jump into it. For the last 2 years, I've been using Quicken to track my expenses, but I believe Quicken is paid, so I know there's other free versions out there like Mint.com. If you are not already tracking your expenses, that's something you can do right now. You can literally start today. It's going to help you analyze your spending habits, and it's going to help you figure out where your money is going. So definitely start that. I'm going to start a new screen recording right now. Okay, so we have a few different categories right here. We've got it set to last year. Let's just start right at the bottom here. We've got gifts and donations, and I know some of these smaller categories aren't going to be quite accurate. I wasn't very diligent when I was entering these in. Let's see. So gifts and donations, $35. I'm a lot more generous than that. I'm pretty sure I just stopped categorizing it as this after a while. Fees and charges. I don't know what that was from. Oh, these are just bank fees. My bank charges when you buy something out of state or not out of state, out of the country. So online orders from like some subscriptions. Sometimes those have a bank fee associated with them. All right, back to spending. Health and fitness. I got a gym membership in November. I've got my fair use out of it, but they've railed me pretty hard with, it looks like an annual membership fee on top of what you pay monthly. It's just Planet Fitness, but I have the Black Card membership. I decided I wanted to pay more for it, so I'd be more enticed to go. Let's see, loans. I think these were some student loan payments that I just started roping in here, but then I started to set up actual like loan accounts. So I've been transferring it to that each time. Personal care. What is personal care? Oh, that's hair. Apparently I got I got 6 haircuts in 2020. Those were ranging from $20 to $22 depending on when I went. I don't know why the price changed. Maybe I was more generous with the tip. I don't know. Cash and ATM. I don't really use the ATM or get cash out very much. I don't use cash hardly at all. So I'm not really sure what these were for. It looks like I needed $80 at some point, $37. That's kind of an odd amount. And then, oh, I know what the $10, these two $10 things. At my job, there were a couple times where like everybody needed $10 to go all in on like a gift or something like that. So that's what those were for. I just went out on my lunch break, stopped by the bank, got $10, and then put it in the pool. Other than that, I don't really use the ATM or cash or anything. I just use my card. Credit card, that's basically before I set up the actual credit card accounts on the side. And even then I don't really use those because I just kind of like pay those off each month. So basically I just put like gas charges on those. But really I have a gas category in here too, which I put those charges in anyways. So I'm really disorganized and it probably doesn't make any sense. It makes sense to me. Oh, business services, that was actually my accounting bill from last year. I had to pay to have my taxes done because I do not know how to do them. Shopping, I don't really do much shopping. Rarely do I buy clothes. I bought a couple of watches. It looks like I went to get some work clothes a couple times earlier in the year. But other than that, I don't really spend much on like clothing or shopping or anything like that. Subscriptions. I know I have a lot of subscriptions. Basically, those are like editing software, things like Netflix. There's a couple apps that charge me monthly. Entertainment is kind of what I put miscellaneous charges, just because I don't really have good categories for them. But entertainment was something we couldn't really do much of in 2020 because everything was closed, at least where I live. Bills and utilities. This was probably from when I had my apartment for a couple months back in 2020. We have energy bill and then the internet bill. So, all right, now we're getting up into the big ones. Home, it looks like I had a couple of rent payments. I did apply for another apartment a few months ago, so there was an application fee for that. And I also had renter's insurance at my last apartment. Fast food should be roped in with food and dining, but that was $1,400. That's kind of a lot. Apparently it's a lot of McDonald's and Jimmy John's, mostly McDonald's. That was what I ate for the majority of 2020 apparently. So let's go to auto and transport. This doesn't include my car payment because I have a separate account set up for my car loan. But this includes like parking fees and registration, gas. Looks like I spent a little over $2,000 on gas this year. Service and parts, that's like oil changes, things like that, a little over $368 for the year. And then parking, $34 for parking. That's just because I'm lazy, because there's free parking everywhere I have been this year. And then we also have business expenses. These are kind of just miscellaneous, a lot of editing softwares. I did have a little office at a building downtown Flint for a little bit. That was about $300 a month, but yeah, just like little Maya runs for supplies, business insurance, things like that. It adds up. This plus fast food, those should be together. I don't know why they're not. All right, so here's the moment we've all been waiting for. This is how much I spent on fast food and going out in 2020. But first, I want to give a shout out to Mosley Consulting LLC. They are a leading financial wellness firm in Flint, Michigan. I had the opportunity to interview David Mosley back in the summer of 2020, and he gave a lot of great advice on how to save money and really get control over your finances. So I'm just wanted to give him a shout out and make sure you go follow his socials and definitely check out his website too. Alright, so in food and dining, there's another fast food section. This one is $3,521. And then we also have $1,145 on restaurants, and then another $921 on groceries. And then when I do my groceries, that's including kind of like hair supplies and shampoo and stuff like that. So not all of it's food, but most of it's food. So in total, in 2020, we've got 55, we'll call that 5,600 right there. 5,600 and 1,400, that makes $7,000 spent on food. But what's interesting is I have my finances from last year saved too. So if I go to 2019, actually I'll just select all days because it really only goes back 2 years. So over the past 2 years, we've got $11,195, and then there's also still that fast food category. So we've got $1,414. So we'll call that about $12,600. That's how much money I spent on food over the last 2 years. That's pretty pathetic. That's terrible for someone who's single. I bet I could cut that in a third easily. So that's about everything I spent in 2020. Now, in addition to everything that was shown on that pie graph, I also have my car payment, student loan payments, and payments to my parents, all of which total about $15,000 for the year. I was very fortunate to have my parents who paid off my credit cards or credit card bills, so I didn't have to pay interest on those, but I just pay them back each month, plus like my car insurance and phone bill and stuff like that. And I'm also living at home rent-free, so I can save up and pay down my debt as much as I can, with the hopes of moving out when I'm debt-free. So if you guys like this video, be sure to hit that like button and share it with someone who you think is going to click on a thumbnail and title like that. It helps the algorithm and it helps me know what content you want to see. If you have not already, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss new videos, and follow my social medias, which are linked down below. We have other content on there. Leave a comment and tell me how much you spent in 2020. I'm going to do one of these monthly, where I go through my whole bank statement, and hopefully that'll keep me accountable in 2021. So stay tuned for that. I'm also going to make a what I made in 2020 video going over my income breakdown. So keep an eye out for that as well. I'll see you guys next time.